Hey mama friend, welcome to the Wright Wellness Chat. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things to do with my kids and family during this holiday season. And I know what you're thinking. I don't have any time for one more thing to add. And no, we're not going to do that. But what we're going to do is really focus on the reason of Christmas. And I know we're always looking for ways to help bring our kids back away from the presents and focus on Jesus during this time of year. And so these things that I'm going to share with you today are just that. They can replace extra things that you do. You don't have to spend more time, but you just are going to be intentional with the time that you have during this season to make sure that your home is filled with more joy, hope, love, and peace this season. Isn't that what we all want? Okay, so get ready to write some things down, and let's get started. This episode is brought to you by the Hot Mess Express. Have you been on that train? I know I have. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about being stressed out. Ever feel those stressful situations or seasons in your gut? Of course you do. That's because our guts are super sensitive to our emotions, especially anxiety, stress, nervousness, and depression. The fascinating part with the gut-brain connection is that it works both ways. A stressed gut can send signals to the brain, just as a stressed brain can send signals to the gut. So your gut can be the cause or product of anxiety and stress. Are you ready to get off this train? Okay, let's get off the Hot Mess Express and tap into what our guts are telling us. Click the link in the show notes to find out how you can start healing your gut within 24 hours of your first spoonful and save $10. Hey mama, are you stressed by the lack of time in the day to do all the things? Are you feeling disconnected from God, your husband, and even your kids because patience and presence seem out of reach? Do you want a healthier body, mind, spirit, and home, but overwhelmed in where to start? Hey, I'm Shan, Wright, daughter of the King, wife, mom to 4, RN, wellness coach, and I know very well what it feels like to want to live well, but about to lose it with my very blessed full life. After realizing I can't pour from an empty cup, I tracked my way to whole body wellness and so much peace. If you are ready to cancel the stressed out life, learn tactical, intentional strategies as a mom wearing many hats, find more peace, confidence, and joy raising kingdom kids, then listen in. Come on, mama, together we got this. Really, God's got this. So go heat up that coffee again and turn your listening ears on. Let's chat. So we all know it's not about presents and Santa, but how do we communicate this to our children and get our whole family on board with the real reason of Christmas? My simple answer? Advent. I'm going to share with you what it is and how to simply execute as a busy family during this holiday season. I'm even going to give you my favorite resources that you can grab now to get going with it and put it into action. We're going to learn how to live out this holiday season courageously. Ready? So what is Advent? Advent comes from the Latin word adventus, which translates to coming or arrival. It is the season of preparation and celebration of Christ, who arrived in our hearts and into the world, and again will reign soon. There are many ways to tell time, but the church uses a calendar. So Christmas or the Advent season is actually the start of the year according to the church calendar. It's called the liturgical year, and it's made up of 6 seasons. You have Advent, then Christmas, then Lent, then Sacred Paschal Triduum, which is the holiest 3 days of the death, resurrection, and Jesus. Then Easter, which is 50 days of a joyful celebration. And then ordinary time, which is the time after Easter through Advent. So that is the church calendar. And I've learned about it the past few years and have been experiencing it and loving it. I had always known Advent came with a chocolate calendar when I was little, as you may recall as well. And that is how I remember Advent as a kid. But as an adult, I've stepped into more of a practice of the story of Advent to have my kids and family really recognize and remember the meaning of Christmas. I believe it's been transformational in our celebration of Christmas. And so I want to share it with you because it really does take the stress out. It takes the worries out, the anxiety out of the season. And it is really a time to celebrate Jesus the entire 4 weeks, not just on Christmas. For Advent, it starts on December 3rd, a Sunday. It's always 4 Sundays before Christmas, so it actually ends on Christmas Eve. Each week has a theme, as in hope, peace, joy, and love. And you might also know of Advent candles, and they are lit according to the week that it is. So that's just usually they're purple, pink, white. That is a tradition in the church as well. Okay, I have 3 things that we've been doing as a family that I think you would really love to incorporate, either one or all of them. So one is our Jessie tree. So this started in MOPS years ago, and I still have the ornaments. So what it is a practice of taking ornaments, the Jesus stories, and a tree and putting them all together. So that's really fun for the kids. So what we do is each kid has a tree in their room, and we will probably use my daughter's room this year. She has the biggest tree, and we have ornaments that go along with a Bible story. Now, if you go search Jessie Tree, you can find different devotionals and Bible stories. We actually use the Jesus Storybook Bible, which I know is really popular, so you might have that already. And it literally just goes in order for the first, 25 stories, and it leads to the birth. So we read the Jesus Storybook Bible story, which is a good length for kids, of course. And then we take the ornament that coordinates and we put it on our tree. And so the kids love that. They love to hold the ornament, look at it, and hang it up. And if you don't have the ornaments, this is actually a cool thing that you can do with your kids to get started on your first year, is you can make all these ornaments. And so if you just Google search again, they have all these examples of what you can make. So for example, for the Noah's Ark story, I made a rainbow with those beads that you put on the plastic and then you iron them and they mold together. So that is our ornament for the Noah's Ark story. And so it's still holding up all these years later. And that's what you can do, is you can just think of little creative ornaments you can make together that don't take much time. You can do them with kids. I mean, we did it as a group, a MOPS group, and so we have such a variety. Some are really creative with nature items, and some are with foam that they made with their kids. So we just took all our efforts together and made all the ornaments that go along. But you can make them with your kids, like I said, building up. And you can even take a Sunday or Saturday and make them for the week. And then you can go into the week knowing that you get to hang up the ornaments you just made. So that is my very first thing that I would suggest. I absolutely love doing the Jessie tree. And again, it's just this Jesus Storybook Bible in order and an ornament that goes along with each lesson. The next thing I love with kids is our kids actually go to a Lutheran preschool. And they are amazing at giving activity family boxes for Advent. And so it is just a box filled with everything you should need for these activities that they have planned out for the 4 weeks. So again, you focus on hope the first week, joy the second week, peace, and then love. And the activities kind of go along with them. And I mean, it actually is a different box each year. So sometimes you do read the Bible verses that go along with it each day or for the week. And we tend to do it on Sunday and make that our Sabbath, and then end it with this, which is just super sweet. We have our candle lit and we go over the Bible story and we do the activity together as a family. So we've had some really good family bonding moments during Advent because of this activity box. So if you do not have access to a Lutheran preschool or to a Lutheran church or another kind of church that celebrates Advent and they don't put a box together for you, you can create your own box. You can go, again, Google Pinterest and search for Advent activities as a family. And I'm sure you can come up with tons of activities and ideas. but I would just really focus on doing them on Sunday together because that is the start of the week. So December 3rd is the start of Hope, and you can find an activity. It might not go completely along with Hope, but it can be an activity that you can do on Sabbath with your family and let them know, hey kids, this week we're going to focus on hope and the hope of Jesus. And that is why he comes as a baby to give hope to the world. And then it just starts the week off as that is your main focus for the week. Okay, and the third thing is a new thing that my mother-in-law gave us this year, but it is a storybook set, an advent calendar in one. And so kind of just like the Jesse tree, you hang these little books up on your tree. They have a little gold cord attached to them, but they are 24 little tiny stories that have to do with the Christmas story. So it's not all the Bible stories leading up to Jesus, but it is all these stories coordinate to the Christmas story. For example, there's one about Mary. There's one about the prophecy. There's one about baby Jesus. There's one about the angel, the stable, etc. And so this is going to be really cute. Again, we'll probably do it the same time as we do our Jesse tree and hang them up on one of the kids' trees, but they're going to love this. I looked it up. You can still find it on Amazon, of course, or something of the sort, and have it shipped quickly to you and do this. This is really easy. It's very similar, like I said, to the Jesse tree. So it would be, something for the kids to do, put the book on the tree. They would be into the story. It's very short to hold their attention. But again, it's 24 days of reading about Jesus, the real meaning of Christmas. Okay, and now for you, Mama, what do I recommend for you is I can recommend the things that I've done in the past. So one would be the She Reads Truth app. So they also have books, and I have gotten the actual book before and gone through it. And you can do that. I'm not sure if it will arrive on time, but you could also just do the app, and you can do it, for a couple dollars. You can do last year's Advent plan or the year before, and they only have them by year just because they do a new one each year, but doesn't make last year's any different or worse. It's actually some of the same reading material. So that is a great idea to do it affordably. It'll be on your phone, and you can make sure you get your heart set each morning for the real reason of Advent. Okay, and my favorite podcast does an Advent series. So one of my favorite podcasts is That Sounds Fun by Annie F. Downs. And she started a Advent series last year, and she does a short 10 to 15 minute little episode per day for the Advent week. So she does it based off of hope, and then joy, and then peace. And I can just say last year was her first year doing it, and I needed it so much. I looked forward to it every morning to say, where can I focus my heart today with Advent in mind? And that peace week really was huge for me. It really helped me take action and really meditate on verses of peace that I really needed during that season, and meditate on them all day, because she not only had them on the podcast, but then had a resource to put it on my social media. And so I knew, okay, this is the verse for the day, and I'm going to meditate on this. So it was just really good for me. She also has a guidebook that goes along with it. Now, this you do have to pay for. The podcast is free, but she does have some things that you can pay for to really get into it. And so that you can still buy because it's all virtual, but you get a downloadable guidebook that you can print out. You get special videos. What else do you get? Digital version of the Advent calendar to go along with it, and a Spotify Advent playlist, graphics to use on your social media, like I said, a lot of other goodies. She actually has a mini BFF club. So she loves the little kids in her life, and she actually has an Advent for them as well. So I have not used this yet, but this would be a whole nother thing that you could do with your kids. She does have podcast episodes for the kids. So you have the Advent series audio podcast and a video podcast. So, kids might like the video instead. A printable coloring sheet to go along with the candles, that'll be really cool. I think we might even print those out and a printable ornament coloring page. And it also comes in Spanish and a calendar. So you can go to her website. Obviously, I'm going to be putting all these links in the show notes, but you can go to her website at anniefdowns.com/advent, and she has it all there for you. So you can take advantage of that up until, actually, I think she will begin today as I'm recording this. So this is coming out on Tuesday, November 28th. So you only missed 2 days. So go back, check out that. And she's only doing that because of her schedule, but you could follow along from December 3rd until the 24th and not be behind at all. Okay, and the last thing, which I have done this as well and did it as a Bible study group, and so I definitely recommend this. You can also do it alone, which I've done as well, and it is the Daily Grace Co. Advent series. So these studies are a little less full than the She Reads Truth ones, but they're also very similar. So you could choose either one, and I think they are great. Again, scripture to read, questions, journaling prompts, things like that. And you can do it with someone or you can do it alone. So these are great because you can add these on to your daily Bible reading or substitute these out for your daily Bible reading or study and have these in the morning to, again, send your heart on where it should be for this Advent season. Okay, friends, there you have it. My resources and recommendations for Advent this year. I absolutely love this season, and I really believe that it has brought more joy, peace, hope, and love to our family during this very busy time of year, especially on that Sabbath Sunday, to really light the candle, center our hearts and schedules on the real meaning. I also wanted to let you know that after Christmas season, you have Christmas Day, and then there's 12 days of the Christmas season, and then on January 6th is Epiphany, and this is the day that the church celebrates the story of the Magi who followed the star, and it led to Jesus. So they worshiped the child, they brought him gifts, and the Greek word of epiphany, epiphaneia, it means shining forth. And so it's on this day that the church celebrates and reflects on the many ways that Jesus shined forth into the world and revealed himself through signs, miracles, and teachings. And it's just a great day to focus on that. So we will definitely have a special episode for Epiphany coming up then. And I just wanted to let you know about that. And you can start looking into it if that's something that sounds good to you. I can't wait to hear what Advent series you and your family get yourself into. Please share with me over on Facebook in the Encourage Wellness Wright community Facebook group. And I would love to know what you are doing and even pictures. I'll be sure to pop some in there as well. And I know I gave many recommendations today, but please don't be overwhelmed by all of that. Take one or two and incorporate it into your family's life. And really, this will eliminate stress when we are intentional with the time that we're given in the season we're given. So if you know you have little kids and they have small attention spans, do the calendar that has the little tiny books that are like 3 pages and just a couple sentences, and it helps them to know what's going on. Or if you have kids that are more my kids' ages, the 6 to 10, do the Jesse Tree, and they're a little bit longer stories, and this can just replace the story at bedtime and keep it centered on Jesus during these 4 weeks. And it really does help to eliminate the extraness and eliminate focusing all on the gifts and Santa and all of that, because every night we are coming together and reading the Bible. So don't be overwhelmed by it, but just know that it will help you be intentional with this season and get your heart and your kids' hearts focused on the real reason. Okay, friends, I pray more peace, hope, love, and joy to your family this holiday season. Shalom. Hey, Wellness Warrior. I pray that blessed you. And if so, it would bless me big if you would write a 5-star review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Not only would this make me super happy, but it will allow for others to find this show too. Also, I love to chat over on Instagram, so make sure to take a screenshot, share to your Instagram stories, and tag me at the Shan Wright, so I can see it and we can keep chatting and bring other moms to chat with us. Until we get to chat again, mama friend, may the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace.